Welcome back, everybody. We're on part 2 of episode 135, and we are joined now by Mike Payton.
What's up, everybody?
On top of everybody else from the first part. And
Hi.
what we're going to do is we're going to start talking about the hot tags of the week. So, there's two main things that we need to go through here, and they all deal with talent and whether or not they're worth a damn. Let's get the easy one out of the way. Vince McMahon is reportedly down on Paige, Bo Dallas, and Adam Rose. Surprisingly, though, not Rusev in these reports. So is this another case where Vince McMahon is only into the big guy because he's big and muscular and that's about it?
Yeah, that's where it is.
But is that another thing where he would be fine with the other ones if they were just more muscular? Or is he actually down on these interesting characters? Because Rusev, pretty far in advance, not the most interesting character out of the bunch. That's got to go to Bo Dallas or Adam Rose. Paige, I can understand that because I think she's been horribly underwhelming as of late. But Bo Dallas has been kicking ass, so how can you not be a part of the Bo Dallas crew? I don't know. We're going to talk about that, so let's go in a circle here. Drew, why do you think McMahon is down on these guys?
Because he doesn't believe. I think that's the easy answer. But, I don't know. I understand maybe why he's not high on Adam Rose and Paige, because Paige is from England, and she's not Irish. That's for damn sure. And Adam Rose I'm not too much of a fan of Adam Rose. He's interesting, but he doesn't really appeal to me. I don't know why Bo Dallas has been fantastic since he's been called up. And yeah, I don't know if he's into the big man type of thing again, then we're just gonna get a rehash of Ryback, which means Rusev's gonna get a title shot randomly, and he's going to lose, and then he's going to fall off the face of the earth. And then maybe form a tag team down the line and make funny videos on Twitter. So, yeah, I don't know. This is just a weird situation, or maybe this is just something we should be used to by now.
Wago?
I'm not sure if it's internet rumors, but if it's true, I partially agree, partially disagree. As far as Adam Rose goes, I liked him when he first debuted. I liked him on NXT in a smaller environment. But with the big arenas and no one giving a shit about the gimmick and him not getting over, what else does he have? He's not funny. His catchphrase is one and done. No one cares about it anymore. It's not catching on. So, yeah, maybe it is time to take him off Raw like they have done and not so much repackage him, but just reevaluate how you're going to bring him in and do something with him. It's a shame because he was given, outside of Damien Sandow, the best other guy to put him against is Zeb Calder, a guy who can talk and comes off as a genuine villain. The situation with Bo Dallas, I think, is due to his size, if it is true. Vince has always had an issue with guys like John Morrison and various others about them not looking like someone that can actually win a real-life fight. And I think maybe it's some of that effect with Bo Dallas if he's got no issues with a guy like Rusev. The other one you mentioned was Paige, I think. And if he's got an issue with Paige, then he's only got one person to blame, and that's himself, because she's one of those divas that seem to have all the talent in the world. But if you're going to book her to just take beatdowns and win via the last 1 minute of the match with no character development other than screaming, then yeah, she's not going to look like $1 million. They've got gold there, but if they do nothing with it, nothing's going to come of it.
At the very least, they have purple and silver. Sean, your thoughts on these people and Vince McMahon not being supporters of them?
Yes. Bo Dallas, Vince McMahon needs his eyes tested because Bo Dallas has been like one of the most entertaining characters at the moment. And as for the catchphrase for Adam Rose, I still use it. I'm still a fan of Adam Rose, and I think he will bring something to the table eventually. They brought him up too early, in my opinion, with this gimmick. They should have held off a couple of weeks for like all the sackings to be done. And the reason Vince McMahon doesn't like Paige is because she is 32A instead of a 32F.
And Peyton, your thoughts on these?
Well, I certainly think that Vince McMahon is down on Paige because of her size. He wants some nice, big, muscly females to dominate the division, I'm sure. That makes total sense. I'll believe this when I hear it come from Vince McMahon's mouth himself. I think this is just someone who saw that these people weren't catching on and probably had a personal dislike for them and just wanted to create some negative energy towards them. Yeah, the three of these, I think you could say, are not debuting to how they would have liked, but I think you could say that about anybody's debut. Sometimes people just need some more time to catch on to people. Adam Rose is a fantastic character, and he's actually a pretty good wrestler. I agree with Sean. I think the character just need more time to season. They debuted that character on NXT, I think maybe a month before they started airing those promos for him on Raw. I was shocked when they started showing those. Bo Dallas was ready, and I think Bo Dallas is the one who's definitely catching on the most and is the one that is the biggest flag for me to believe that this is total bullshit, because Bo Dallas is doing exactly as he should. I don't know if you really could expect a character like that to catch on more than it is. There's a lot of haters out there, but there's a lot of people who really, really like it too, and he's got a big backing going for him. And same for Paige. I think Paige's biggest problem is just lack of competition. She goes in there and she's just leagues above anybody else, and you can't really make a good pairing with that. You can't make a compelling program with Aksana or Alicia Fox, as much as everyone thinks that she's doing something special now. Alicia Fox has improved, but she is nothing super special, and she's not going to light the world on fire even with Paige. Paige needs the rest of that NXT division. That's who she's made herself home with, and they need to bring them up there so that Paige and the rest of them can create the new women's division and not just try to revolve it around Rosa Mendez and Cameron and the rest of them.
Can I just say something?
Sure.
Good.
Would you rather Adam Rose or Lex Luger? Right, Adam Rose was a more interesting character than Lex Luger.
Are you just comparing them because they both got a bus?
The Lex Express versus the Exotic Express.
Yeah, is that the only reason you're comparing those two? Because I can't see the connection otherwise.
Honestly, I'd pick Lex.
Then we got to bring in Big Show because he had a bus for a little bit, and Randy Orton had a bus too, didn't he?
Yeah, that's where. Yeah, Big Show's got a bus. That's where he puts his guns.
Every time we make that joke, I think if there's people who haven't been following for the past couple months or so, they're probably just like, "What the fuck are they talking?"
The only thing I'd argue with on something that Peyton said, if Paige was as good in leagues above the current Divas roster that's on the WWE side, and I'm not saying that she isn't or she is, but I think if she was as good as people thought she would, she'd be elevating the current roster too. I mean, she's not getting a good match out of anyone.
I disagree. I mean, they're not giving her that platform to do it. They're putting her in the worst spots on pay-per-view with that spot in between the main events. They're only giving them 2-3 minute matches on Raws with these bullshit finishes, and they're doing these weird things with Alicia Fox pouring food and shit on herself. How the hell is Paige supposed to be getting over and all that going on?
I'm not so much on about getting over, I'm on about just genuinely having a good match, which people's biggest critique on her are. I think if you're that good, you can elevate the people you're with, and that only goes to show with, say, the
Well, I think her first match with Alicia Fox
getting...
was the best match that Alicia Fox ever had.
Well, she's not doing that much on a weekly basis, and I think that's a lot to do with Alicia Fox being a lot better than people give her credit for.
Paige versus Alicia Fox on NXT was fucking fantastic if you go back and watch it.
See, I think it's kind of a combination of two factors with Paige. I think that she is a little overrated, but that she's not being given anything to work with, too. They obviously are dropping the ball when it comes to booking, because she's got no personality whatsoever. Somebody had said, I forget who, that all she has is a scream. Well, I don't fucking care if she goes, ah! They all fucking scream. The only difference is she's going, ah, instead of, come on, which is the stupidest fucking thing in the Divas division ever. That... and the one-armed clotheslines that you have to jump for, and the one-legged drop kicks are the three stupidest things I've ever seen. No, 4 is that stupid thing where they grab their head and they slam them on the mat, and it can't possibly hurt.
Oh, you mean the imaginary hair pull where you go flying in the air? That's stupid.
Yeah, I hate that stuff so much. So Paige isn't given that much to work with, and if you are not willing to point that finger at yourself and go, oh shit, we're not giving her much to go with, then of course you're going to be disappointed. But to an extent as well, she could probably be elevating this a little bit more. Bo Dallas, I just think that's completely fucking bullshit. You got to see that that's talent and that's gold right there. He's not Shawn Michaels in the ring right now, but Shawn Michaels wasn't Shawn Michaels for a while. So The character at least is good. Adam Rose, man, I got to agree with everybody else. He brought him up way too fast, and he's somebody that needs a program. Now that they don't seem to be doing much with the Jack Swagger stuff anymore, who the fuck's he gonna do?
I don't see why they didn't put him with Damien Sandow. Damien Sandow is the fucking perfect person you put him with.
Because Damien Sandow was too busy taking interpretive dance lessons.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
His basketball skills.
I suppose you're right. I guess I'm an idiot.
Well, I'm gonna
Or
spoil
exploring the wild frontier, whatever. He's busy, man.
I'm gonna spoil something for next week's special feature, which is gonna be fantasy booking, Money in the Bank. I think where you go from now is you need to put him with Heath Slater. Because Slater's going to have nothing to do with 3MB gone. And if he's going to have that rock gimmick still and be like a partier or something like that, then have the Exotic Express be like, oh, that's not a party, this is a party or something like that. Just something so he has something to do instead of wrestling. Crap, I don't even know because now we don't have as many people, which actually kind of brings us into the next hot tag. WWE released 11 people the other day. And damn it, they should have just released 12 to make it an even dozen. Referee Mark Harris, who
him.
Yeah, he was the one who botched that AJ Lee and Natalya finish.
What?
And I don't think he's done anything since then that anybody would ever pay attention to. He's not like Little Nate, Charles Robinson, or Mike Chioda, or anybody like that. They released Aksana, who had a fitting removal from TV, which is so funny when you think about it, because it's like WWE would be like, yeah, we're going to fire you in a couple days. Can we have somebody beat the crap out of you and make you eat popcorn and stuff? That's the way to go. They knocked out Camacho, Curt Hawkins, Yoshi Tatsu, Teddy Long, which is a little surprising, Jinder Mahal, and Drew McIntyre, so no more 3MB anymore, Evan Bourne, Brodus Clay, and yes, it took them long enough, but they finally decided to get rid of JTG.
No!
So let's go around here and talk about these kind of things. Drew, out of all these releases, what do you think's going on? Good ideas, bad ideas, people you're going to miss, people you're happy to see go?
I don't think it really matters because none of these people were doing anything. Most of them I haven't seen on TV in God knows how long. So there's that. And then, I don't know, Yoshi Tatsu is nobody. JTG hasn't done anything in apparently 2 years, something long like that. I don't know. Evan Bourne, I'm a little shocked that they kept Evan Bourne for this long and not have him do anything. That's the one I found weird. But out of all the other ones, like if they're not doing anything, so it makes sense that they're not keeping them, I guess. I don't know. That they kind of dropped Brodus Clay with doing the main event playa thing. That's like the one thing I had noticed. Like the Brodus Clay is like the most notorious one out of everyone on this list when it comes to at least relevance to the main roster.
Yeah,
and that's about it. Yeah. Oh, and also I blame Xavier Woods for Brodus Clay's demise. That damn man and his PhD.
Wago, your thoughts on these releases?
I actually did an article for Smark at moment called Yay or Nay on these guys, and so I'm not going to go into it too much depth, but Drew McIntyre, I think, was a dumb release. That guy still had a lot more potential, and you could have utilized him and rebuilt him. Jinder Mahal, as much as we joke about the face turn, he's always been the weakest man of the free MB, and that team was not doing much anyway, so the fact that he's the weakest of the three, I'm fine with them getting rid of him. Evan Bourne, another guy that's been ready for ages, and I think with the tag division and Shatters, they could have put him with Kofi Kingston and pushed him along that line. Teddy Long couldn't give a fuck. Brodus Clay couldn't really give too much of a fuck. He was capable in the ring, but meh. Yoshi Tatsu, I feel the most sorry for after the bullshit they put him through with not letting him go to that Japanese community only to can him later. Camacho rid a bike. And okay, anyone got? That's all I've got on him. I don't know fuck all what he's done.
I'm gonna school you in a minute.
Curt Hawkins, I am a big supporter of Curt Hawkins. I think he can really go in the ring, and he's a guy that was actually trying different things with his character, which is why I don't like the fact that they released him. They never gave him a platform to try and actually do anything with it. You hear all these guys that bitched and moaned that they never got their opportunity, but they never tried to do anything different. That's a guy that tried but still got released. Aksana, good. JTG is probably the biggest crime in all of this. I mean, fantastic worker.
Crime with a Y.
Awesome. And the biggest issue that I've got with all this is the JTG clock's gone now. I'm fucking depressed.
It's bound to happen.
Who was
Yeah.
it that was? Who was it
I-
that had that running gimmick where they were looking for managers, and one time they had JTG as their manager? Was that Tyson Kidd?
Yes, it was.
Really? That was, oh crap, I can't remember who that was, but if that was Tyson Kidd, god damn it, Tyson
Yeah.
Kidd. Who would you ever pick fucking JTG as your manager?
He fucking had everyone. I think he might have even had Adam Lee at one point. Shit. Who the fuck is Mark Harris? Like, what's his one crowning achievement?
Wasn't he the Disciples of Apocalypse?
Mark Harris, you're that guy that fucked up. That's his legacy in the WWE.
That he
No
fucked
one-
up, and then he got all pissy on Twitter when people are like, yo, you fucked up, and he's like, oh yeah, well fuck you then. And
Wait. Isn't Mark Harris the guy who played Braden Walker?
probably on the same level. The company's just like, the fuck's this guy? Oh, he's a fuck up. Oh, like that Braden Walker guy, yeah, sure.
But yeah, JTG is the one I'm the most bummed out about, and I'm pretty sure the only reason they released him is they phoned him with the number with the caller ID, totally not WWE, and he finally answered and got fired.
They star 6-7'd him.
He actually posted a tweet that day. I was like, damn, why I pick up my phone?
Right.
In the bad English like that and everything.
As if that would have prevented him from being released. Like, if he saw that everybody's getting released and he gets a call from WWE and he's just like, nope. They're like, fuck, dude, we gotta get in contact with JTG.
I bet they've been doing it for 2 years, they just haven't got through.
Right.
Well, we can't fire him, he's not here.
Leave a message on his answering machine. They're like, hey, JTG, it's Marc from WWE. Just wanna talk to you. We need you to officially agree that, you've gotten this message that, you're fired. Call us back. You've been doing this for 2 years. We know you're home. We're sitting outside. Sean, what do you think about these releases?
First things first, I want to correct myself in the previous segment. I meant Leo Kruger, not Lex Luger. Alcohol depresses the brain, But yeah,
Because
Drew
they're the same
McIntyre.
fucking character.
Yeah, Drew McIntyre, I thought was something. I thought he was gonna be the first Scottishman to progress to the top card. The high
And
card,
it's
whatever it's
gone.
fucking called. Jinder Mahal, I don't give a fuck about. Evan Bourne, he was tweeting last week that he's looking forward to going back to the WWE. That's kind of failed. Teddy Long, no more tag team matches. Sad. Brodus Clay, somebody better call his mama. Yoshi
They
Tatsu,
abandoned tag team matches in honor of Teddy Long.
fucking A. Yoshi Tatsu should go back to Mario. Camacho, nah. Curt Hawkins, I actually thought him and Zack Ryder were going to reform their tag team, that they had back when they were the Edgeheads or whatever.
Don't worry, they will when Zack Ryder gets canned in a few months.
Yeah, they can be the major broskies.
Aksana was a man in drag, and JTG is, well, JTG. And Mark Harris as well. That's just racist.
By the way, that Major Broski's idea, I fucking like that. Now, I really wish that they wouldn't have gotten rid of Curt Hawkins. That would have been a perfect way to just bring that back and work with
And they
his
could have brought
character.
back Tyler X, as a fucking mascot or something. I don't
fuck him.
fucking know.
He doesn't deserve to come back.
But I was
Fucking-
surprised Mason Ryan hasn't got released.
He did.
And
It did.
oh, he
What?
did he? He's not on this fucking list.
It was a
Yeah, he
while
got
ago.
released earlier this year.
Yeah, that's how
Oh.
shit he was. Hang on, how is
Fucking Welsh.
how's
Fucking
Fucking-
wanker.
how's Rex meant to be a fucking mascot if he just shows up? So, what's he meant to be? Oh.
He can be like Zyma Ion from fucking TNA or some shit.
It's a TNA.
I don't fucking know. You know what? Ring of Honor. Woo!
Okay, Peyton, what do you think about these releases? Get ready to school on some Camacho.
Ooh, Camacho.
June 12th, 2014. The day the music died. I am quite distraught to know that this year, not only did we lose the Shield, but now we have lost three-man band within 2 weeks of each other. This is awful. Two of the greatest stables of this generation, possibly even of all time, now dispersed. Heath Slater will live on. I don't know what he's going to do, if he's going to go back to just saying he's a one-man band, but I love this pairing, and especially the last few months, and I'm being totally legit. These guys show that they can go out there and they can carry a program as ridiculous as it would have been on paper. They can go out there, put on fun matches, have fun little segments, and they can put themselves around freaking matadors and midgets and make it entertaining. So I think they're all good hands. They're all safe workers to have out there. I mean, Heath Slater, that's the reason why they've had him around for all this time. That's why they're the guy that he put out there when they were wrestling all those legends, because they knew that he was someone safe. You need guys like that around, and guys who are experienced on the road, guys who can talk to those other people. And these were company guys, and I think it's really a shame that Jinder Mahal and Drew both got let go. Whether there was an upside to them, that's debatable, but I'm speaking purely as people who had a job and now no longer have a job. That's a shame. Majority of the other people, Teddy Long, he should have just retired on his own. It's a shame that it had to come to this. Aksana, worthless. Referee, I'm sure he's made other mistakes. Otherwise, they wouldn't just fire him over a mistake that happened, what was that, like a year ago now?
A couple months at the very least.
Brodus Clay and Camacho are actually two people I'm a little bit surprised at. And that's because the two of them actually had really interesting programs recently on NXT. Brodus Clay had a main event feud with Adrian Neville where they had a pretty cool match. They were doing this new thing with Brodus Clay's character. I think it was akin to what he initially wanted to do rather than coming in with the Planet Funk gimmick. He originally wanted to come in with a big, brutish, wrecking ball type character, and that's what he was doing there. He had a new hairstyle. I think he needed a new outfit. That's what he really needed to complete it, but guess that's never going to happen now. And Camacho was actually having a program with Adam Rose that was 500 times more compelling than what he was doing with Jack Swagger. It was awesome. Camacho was being a party pooper. He attacked Captain Comic. He was getting in the bunny's face. It was exactly what you should have been doing with it.
Captain Comic.
Yeah. He had a match with Captain Comic and everything.
He didn't attack the hamburger, did he?
And I tell you what, man, he's been like freaking working out. He was fucking jacked in his matches. I couldn't believe how big he's freaking gotten. So that's another reason I'm shocked. They like their big guys. So I think there was an upside to Camacho. I think you could have worked with him a little bit more and gotten him into a spot, but looks like they're not going to do that now. Who else is there? Yoshi Tatsu. Who cares?
Evan Bourne. JTG.
Ooh, Evan Bourne, I actually think that's someone they could have done something with at some point, but they let that one go. Hopefully he's someone who can find his way like AJ Styles did and find himself a good spot on the indie circuit where he's making money and doesn't have to dredge along. Otherwise, I hope he just decides to find another career choice. He's old. He's already hurt his ankle pretty badly. Maybe that's why they had to get rid of him. Maybe the ankle just wasn't healing the way they wanted it to.
Well, supposedly he was able to come back like a month ago.
I've been hearing he was going to come back like a fucking year ago. He was posting tweets saying he was coming back soon. So yeah, I think I had him on my fantasy league team at one point. Fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, shame on you. You're not going to do it the third, the fourth, the fifth, the sixth, or the seventh time. So
TNA's looking for wrestlers.
Yeah, I'm sure they can't afford them.
I saw a tweet going around. There was a picture of Dixie Carter, and it just said, WWE released people, and your next TNA champion is...
JTG, the first thing I did when I heard this news is I went to that website where it had the clock of how long JTG has been employed for, just to like see if they got caught up. And it's like, yep, there it was. Stopped at 7 years and 3 months, whatever the exact time was.
Had a memorial show.
They said they were going to have a memorial show. I'm just picturing them staying there for an hour talking about the career of JTG. It was probably glorious.
Trying to go over highlights, but not really having anything to talk about.
No. Okay, let's talk. I'll talk to you about one of my favorite JTG highlights. It was the initial promos for Crime Time when they came in were freaking hilarious. I remember there's that one where the guy was at an ATM and he walks away with his cash, and out of nowhere Shad's boot comes and just knocks him the fuck out. And then there's the one where they go to the senior citizens home and they're singing carols to the old senior citizens, like Reggie the red-faced crackhead. Silent night, holy night, we'll be robbing all the whites.
The thing thing is, they were over as hell as well. I don't think people realize that when Crime Time was together, people loved them. And I think they dropped the ball because they had him actually team up with Cena for a while when they vandalized JBL's limo. That shit was awesome.
Yeah, CTC something or other.
Crime Time's Customs.
I actually think that they should have won the tag titles, maybe multiple times.
What
But they just kept
happened
going
to his
with
tag team partner?
Shaq?
David.
Well, it was his time.
my time. Then they released him.
It's like, hey, that was Triple H's old theme music. You're fired.
It's basically the same thing that happened with the primetime players.
No, they still have jobs.
Yeah, technically.
Well, yeah, they can't get rid of the one he's gay.
So,
oh, you're such a kidder.
so let me go through this whole thing real quick. Whatever Sean's not laughing.
Sean. Damn it, Wago, look what you did. Jesus Christ.
People are going to be requesting drunk Sean on so many future episodes. All right, so Teddy Long, Peyton had said he should have just retired on his own. That's kind of a shame. I actually thought that was going to happen, that he just would have ended up being a part of some kind of a Legends deal, or maybe even less of a Legends deal, because really, how many things would you get him to do? He's somebody that
He's good at Legends House.
Yeah, he's a Legends House person. He's somebody who you can do a lot of those interviews for with WWE Countdown and shit like that. Other than that, though, I mean, do you really need to have him come out and pretend to be a GM some more? No, we've been tired of that for the longest time. Jinder Mahal and Drew McIntyre, that sucks, because really, 3MB has gotten so much better in the past few months, and now they cut him out. That's a shame. Drew McIntyre probably could have gone somewhere else, but he really wasn't going to make it beyond the mid-card anyway. And Jinder Mahal, the hell with him. Just wanted that one face turn before he got fired. That's a shame. Curt Hawkins, it's good that he has that backup plan. He's got that wrestling school in, I think, northern New Jersey. It might be New York. I don't know for sure. So if anybody's in that area and you want to go train, check out Curt Hawkins' school.
Because that's definitely someone you can take as a good person to learn from.
Well, you can learn how to, do shit in the ring from him. He was never a bad wrestler.
I thought he was very good in the ring.
But not the whole, this is what you do with your gimmick, and this is how you sweet talk your way to the top and all that. Those are things you're going to have to learn from somebody else.
Oh, he had a great tweet. It was like, the worst day of my life has come. I have to stop buying my own wrist tape again.
Camacho, he was there way too long. The best way to put it is, like Wago said, he rode a bike. Actually, he didn't even ride the bike. He walked the bike. You can't even pull that off, right? As soon as Unico started doing the Sin Cara thing, Camacho had nothing going on, and he wasn't even doing anything with Unico to begin with. So fuck that. Yoshi Tatsu, I've been saying for the longest time he needed to go. Same thing with JTG, and the other three people who were Mark Harris. Yeah, fuck Mark Harris. Aksana, completely useless, but damn it, she still was more useful than Rosa Mendez. I still don't get how Rosa Mendez has a job.
I wonder where Michael Hayes is going to put his dick now.
Rosa Mendez. It's got to be Rosa Mendez. So the other two people were Evan Bourne and Brodus Clay. Evan Bourne should have been a part of the tag team division. He was not going to be a world title holder. He was not even going to be a mid-card title holder for the most part, but he could have ended up having a great tag team with Justin Gabriel. He could have gone well with Tyson Kidd. He could have gone well with, even somebody like a Sami Zayn or something like that if you don't want to bring him up as a single star. There could have been a lot of opportunities for Evan Bourne, and that's a shame. But he did get a lot of suspensions. He did get injured a lot, so maybe they just got to the point where they were like, fuck it. If he's not accomplishing much, and who's to say we bring him back and 2 months later he gets another fucking injury or something. If he's that much of a risk, if he's still in that mode where we had heard before where he was constantly getting fined for smoking pot, maybe they just got rid of him. So
Drugs are bad, okay.
Yeah. And then Brodus Clay, that's the one I'm the most upset about. I think Brodus Clay had a lot more to offer. He could have been a great Intercontinental Champion at some point. And I hope that he comes back, because Just because they got fired doesn't mean that they won't come back at some point. I doubt that they will, but all these guys might end up popping up again in the future, so who knows. Tell us what you guys think about these releases and the other topic we talked about with Paige, Bo Dallas, and Adam Rose possibly not being in the best of spots in WWE. And leave those comments below. We're going to move along here. Part 3 is going to be round 1, part 2 of the Hottest Divas tournament, so stay tuned.